Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Here at Fields & Brown Barbershop, legacy means a lot. We're trying to fill big shoes left by my two uncles and my grandfather, where every haircut came with conversation and every customer left a little taller than when they walked in. The barbershop is about pride. It's about knowing your barber knows your name and your story. Come see us at Fields & Brown Barbershop, where tradition never goes out of style. 3 generations, 1 legacy, your barbershop.
Arctic Air keeps your home or business comfortable. For more than 20 years, we've provided outstanding residential and commercial services through Southern Middle Tennessee. Whether you need assistance with your heat, air conditioning, preventive maintenance, or anything in between, trust our reliable team to get the job done. We'll take the time to figure out your specific needs and recommend what we believe is right and best for your situation.
We've been using Arctic Air for over 15 years now. Their service is great, they're here when we need them, and their prices are competitive. They take the worry out of the heat and air so I don't have to.
Arctic Air. When you need us, we'll be there.
Financial advisor Scott Beasley knows time spent with family is everything. As a founder of Beasley Wealth Management, his mission is to give clients the freedom to enjoy time with family without the burden of financial concerns. A local of Lawrenceburg, Scott deeply values building relationships with clients, ensuring they make informed decisions concerning asset management, tax planning, and retirement planning. Offering a free initial consultation, Beasley Wealth Management helps clients pursue their aspirations with confidence.
Arctic Air keeps your home or business comfortable. For more than 20 years, we've provided outstanding residential and commercial services through Southern Middle Tennessee. Whether you need assistance with your heat, air conditioning, preventive maintenance, or anything in between, trust our reliable team to get the job done. We'll take the time to figure out your specific needs and recommend what we believe is right and best for your situation.
We've been using Arctic Air for over 15 years now. Their service is great, they're here when we need them, and their prices are competitive. They take the worry out of the heat and air so I don't have to.
Arctic Air. When you need us, we'll be there.
A local law firm respected throughout the state. Generations of clients have turned to Boston, Holt, and Durham since 1948. We assist individuals and businesses with their legal needs, including real estate, property closings, personal injury, employment discrimination, and family law. Our clients get the personal attention and convenience of a hometown law firm with the resources and ability to handle any case. Come see us at Boston, Holt, and Durham.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome everybody. Yeah, I thought I had it fixed. I clearly did not have this fixed. But welcome everybody here to X Sports Today. AJ Good here with Michael Marks. And Mike, we had a busy weekend when it came to the world of football. But man, what an exciting weekend we had. Some upsets, some crazy games down to the wire, and some, well, games that did not go how ever in the world we thought those games were going to go.
Oh, no kidding. I mean, you had upsets, you had blowouts, you had this, that, and the other. I mean, you had everything. I mean, it was a full buffet, both Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get into Saturday. A lot of I don't even know where to start.
Just strange.
It's strange. Let's go with the big one. I think that shocked the most people was Indiana just absolutely boat racing Illinois. Illinois had that one spark with that big touchdown play, but outside of that, it was all Indiana. They just boat raced them from start to finish.
Yeah, Fernando Mendoza is the real deal. I know I spent a lot of my offseason, kind of bad-mouthing Kurt Cignetti because he runs his mouth and didn't have any results. Well, the problem was the schedule last year didn't really allow for that. This year, got a big opportunity, and, man, he took it and ran. Just dominant from start to finish. Top and bottom, they ran the ball well. They threw the ball well. Their defense looked good. It was just total domination from start to finish. And that 4th and 1 play early in the game where they needed like a yard and a half, 2 yards, and they got that. When Brett Bielema called that timeout, that was the turning point in the game. Indiana knew they had them right there, and they just kind of went from there.
Every college football podcast I've listened to the last couple of days has brought that up because they were going to punt.
Yes.
And they had said in their mind they were going to punt. They're going to pin them deep, make their offense work. You call that timeout because they didn't have the right personnel on the field. Then you give Cignetti time to think about it. Then, boom, they bring the offense back on the field. They get it and score 2 plays later, and they're off to the races.
Yeah, it was just a game where anything Illinois needed to go wrong went wrong. Anything Indiana wanted to go right went right. It's it feels weird to say that's kind of just how the ball rolled in a 53-point game, but it really is.
Yeah, and they look so good. I know Illinois was down some corners. I think they lost. What someone said, 5 corners in that game.
Yeah,
three
3 or 4.
That's a lot, but I think they would have lost by 3 touchdowns instead of 53 points. I still think they lose, even if they have their best guys in there.
Yeah, Mendoza was almost perfect, 21 of 23. He couldn't have spiked it for an incompletion. So, it was just like you said. I think if they had those corners that maybe he was 19 of 23, something like that. I don't think it makes a big enough difference to flip the score around.
No, not at all. I just that is something, and I know they got a really good test next week.
Yep.
And it just seems like every time I look at an SEC or a Big Ten schedule, I'm like, and even like the ACC, the Big 12, all the Power Fours, there's so much parity now where you can't just go, wow, that's an automatic loss. Like there's just
no,
or that's an automatic win. They're going to steamroll them. Like I don't feel that about anybody at this point.
No, you really can't feel comfortable about anything going into games because you had Tennessee and Georgia, 2 of the best typically better defensive teams in the SEC. They had a shootout.
Right.
You have a close barn burner sort of thing with LSU and Florida the week before. Yeah. So you really can't look at a schedule and tell what's going to happen because I'm going to go over it in my show next. A bunch of the stuff I thought was going to make the difference in the game wasn't even an impact.
Right. Absolutely. One of the other games that they talk about that was a shock was it was close. Up until the 4th quarter, but Texas Tech scores 24 in the 4th quarter. I thought they were the better team from start to finish. I think Utah just did enough to hang around. But man, Texas Tech with a backup quarterback was a more physical team. I thought they were the better coach team. They were the better prepared team. Outside the 7 false start penalties, that's a bit inexcusable. But the rest of the way, I thought this team just absolutely looked really good and looked like the best bought and paid for team, but a team that gelled really well there inside.
Yeah, if I tell you that Baron Morton there, he was number 2 or 3 in the country in QBR entering the game, was going to leave the game, throw 2 interceptions, be out of this game, and you would almost chalk that up as a loss, but their defense. Money well spent. Utah's Devin Dampier before this was, kind of almost a run-in for the Heisman. In that top 5 to top 10 range. They made him look pedestrian at best yesterday, and it's weird when like the 7 false starts that Texas Tech had almost had 0 impact. They were killer on 3rd down, and really I feel like that's where the game was won. Texas Tech 9 of 17 on 3rd down.
That will do really good.
Yeah, and Utah 4 of 14 on 3rd down at home. Can't have that happen.
Can't have that happen. You got to be better, especially at home. I think I've read Utah has lost 5 straight Big 12 home games.
Yeah,
including that one. Unfortunately, they're on the road at West Virginia next week. But let's get a road losing streak started with those guys. Look at the rest. One of the big games everyone was talking about last week, Mike, Oklahoma and Auburn. Now that one definitely lived up to the billing.
Yeah, probably the worst officiated game.
We'll get into it.
Okay, yeah. But all in all, I think it was a fun game. Jackson Arnold, poor guy, was picking himself off the ground a lot. And usually when you say somebody gets sacked 10 times, you're like, wow, that offensive line is terrible. he did that to himself
Yes, he
almost.
did.
I mean,
A lot.
if you look at it, he had it was a problem Joe Milton had where he'd just get the ball, stand there, first read's not there, and he just, like he's waiting to get hit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, other than that, Oklahoma's defense was exactly what we thought they were, causing a lot of problems. I'm still worried with Oklahoma's inability to run the ball. John Mateer was their leading rusher again. I mean, you're in a big game, a big-time SEC game, and you have 42 rushing yards, and that's just from your guys that got positive yardage. You had a couple of guys lose some yards, so, 30, 40 rushing yards? That's not going to get it done.
Good. No. You need someone outside of him because he can only take so many licks in that league. I thought their defense looked really good. I thought they handled the pressure well. They give up a lead, but then take it right back. I thought they handled that situation. I mean, they've got two really good data point wins, Michigan and now Auburn.
Yeah, I mean,
they got chances for more down the line, but those two look really good right now.
Yeah, an absolutely brutal schedule. Trust. So Oklahoma's resume is set up perfectly for them to be able to drop a couple, and they needed a win like this, and they got it.
Yeah, absolutely. Michigan, speaking of them, going on the road, tied at halftime, but able to pull it out there in the end and kind of, I don't want to say dash the hopes of Nebraska right now, but
put a damper on them.
Put a damper on it, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I completely had to eat my own words with Justice Haynes. I didn't think that they were going to be able to run the ball as well as they did. I mean, 150 yards off less than 20 carries is incredible. Yeah. Jordan Marshall, their backup running back, had a great game as well. But Bryce Underwood, I mean, I don't want to make this comparison, but he almost looks, just with his size, Cam Newton-esque. Just the way he's outrunning guys in the secondary. I mean, when he gets some receivers around him, that Michigan team will be really scary. I mean, Raiola looked good, but, I mean, it was one of those games that it did not feel like a three-point game at any point. It was, how is Nebraska still in this game? Because Michigan really controlled that one and the line of scrimmage from start to finish.
Yeah, the score is very deceiving in that game in a big way. Florida, 161 total yards of offense. I mean, Miami they're so good defensively. They were very conservative offensively. I think they didn't want to take too many chances on Florida's defense and knew that Florida's offense couldn't. So they got okay, if we get double-digit points, we're good. And that, clearly they did that.
Yeah, I mean, you see something here from Miami that you don't see of a lot of teams anymore.
Yeah.
Your starting running back, 24 touches. Your backup running back, 18 touches. That's a lot of running the ball. That's, kind of, I don't want to say not showing trust in Carson Beck, but remember, Carson Beck, this was a 2 or 3 interception game last year against Florida, where Florida had their third-string quarterback, and it was still a close game. Yeah. I think they didn't want to take a chance with that, but, man, I mean, I get we haven't seen much good from Florida's offense, but this is a low. I mean, you cannot go into a big-time game that you need to win pretty much to try to save your coach's job and pass for 61 yards.
Let's go to the group of 5 a bit. Tulane lost big. I didn't see that one coming.
Not one bit.
But Ole Miss looked really good. They got a huge game with LSU coming up. We'll take a look at that one later. But how about the new group of 5 favorite? Memphis. 4-0 right now. They've got wins over Troy, just beat Arkansas. Arkansas, I think too many people are calling for Sam Pittman's head right now because Memphis is really good. They lost to a really good Ole Miss team, both of them by a combined 7 points. Back off, those are 2 really good teams that you just lost to. I think you've got the chance to pick up some more wins down the line. I love what they do offensively, but Memphis is surging to be that team right now out of the group of 5.
Well, I think the 12-team playoff was made for a school like Memphis because you look every year at the end of the year and they're playing in the Liberty Bowl. They're 10-2, and you're like, man, where did they come from? They just they win the games they're supposed to win, and they've been that way for well over a decade. And they ran the ball amazing. Yeah. Sutton Smith, they're starting to running back. 12 carries for 147 yards against an SEC defense, over 10 yards a carry. The quarterback also had 100 yards on the ground. It was a game that I said if Arkansas turned the ball over a couple times, it was going to give Memphis a chance. And, Taylor Green had 2 interceptions and that big fumble. So, I mean, it really was the difference in this one.
State of South Carolina, not the state of football right now. Clemson 1-3 since first time since 2004. First time since Dabo's been the head coach. And Beamer got Sellers back, and they had the lead late, but Missouri went on a heck of a run there to stay undefeated. And they've got another home game coming up. They don't have their first road game till October, but
the middle of October at that. It's not even like the first Saturday.
To kind of quickly pivot before we go back to it, but Missouri, they've got wins over Kansas. Kansas looks really good right now. Yep. Win over South Carolina. That's a really good looking resume right now, but State of South Carolina, we thought maybe that end of the year Both of them sitting there, maybe
yeah.
9-10 wins is going to look like a good matchup. Mike, that might be a matchup for someone just trying to get into a bowl game.
Yeah, it's crazy what 1 year can change, because last year that was a game kind of almost a play-in for the playoff.
Right.
Now, obviously, Clemson made it. South Carolina was on the outside looking in.
Right.
And like you said, this year, I mean, it's going to be teams fighting for the Music City Bowl at this point. Clemson, their offense looked better on Saturday against Syracuse, but the problem was is Syracuse offense is always going to look good. You got to be able to get a stop, and they couldn't do that. It's weird to see that from Clemson's defense, just letting a quarterback throw for over 200 yards on you. And Syracuse ran the ball really well, which was surprising, because Clemson almost had to sell out against the pass, left the middle of the field wide open. But I think they moved the ball a little bit better. Clemson's offense, obviously, it was too little, too late by the time they got things going. With a huge another one of those games that had a huge storm delay in it, but a big win for Syracuse. But obviously, it sucks to lose Angeli with that Achilles injury, because he was just getting going. Over 1,250 yards.
Is, they just keep producing nobody.
Yeah, I would say Ricky Collins will probably throw for 3,000 yards by the time this season's finished, and Syracuse will probably be 8-4. But it's just crazy. And you look at it and you're like, wow. Like the Tennessee game this first week, you're like, okay, Steve Angeli, blah blah, a couple of receivers, and now they're going and beating Clemson on the road. Mm-hmm. It's insane what's going on in the ACC.
Give a lot of people some issues. You talked about earlier, Mike. How can the best conference in football have the worst officiating?
Yep.
That game, it wasn't. Everyone wants to talk about the pass interference that should have been called on Auburn against Oklahoma on Auburn.
Yep.
Everyone, the SEC issued a statement shortly after the end of the game about the missed substitution, fake, old school, high school play, but it worked. And some kind of tells me, like, some of these SEC coaches know there's certain crews you can do certain things with because you're not up on the rules. But we're facing this. Everyone complains about the officiating that they have in their conference, but I think in the SEC it's a real problem. Because, Big 12, and I know every conference emphasizes different things, but, they're just straight missing rules. Like, it's not like a point of emphasis. It's like, we have these rules on our books. We're just not enforcing.
Yeah, I would say the substitution out of bounds one is that. That's just negligence. The double pass that Auburn ran that should have ended in a. Now Auburn ended up scoring on that drive, but ended in the pass interference. You can. But it was one of those where you watch the replay and the officials, the play's going on behind him. He's looking the other way.
Yeah.
And as the SEC week 1, they had the bad missed call against LSU and Clemson. It's every week, and I'm just hoping that this crew isn't sent to Athens or to Ole Miss for those big games this weekend, because it feels like these guys. I'm not saying they handed Oklahoma a win, because Oklahoma played really well, but they made it incredibly hard for Auburn to stay in that game, and props to the Tigers for doing so.
Yeah, let's look at some of the standings right now. We talked Group of 5. You got Navy sitting at 3-0. How about North Texas at 4-0?
The Mean Green look good.
Yeah. Memphis is 2-0 out there at the end. Who would have thought at the top of the ACC right now would be a 4-0 Georgia Tech, followed by a 3-1 Syracuse, Virginia with the win. How about Duke?
Yeah.
Coming from behind to knock off NC State. That was a really good win for them. Stanford has a conference win. This is Florida State where they are. You got Louisville, Florida State, Miami, and Georgia Tech all undefeated in that league right now. Clemson at the very, very bottom. The Big 12 is really stacked. Texas Tech, Iowa State, Houston, all undefeated. Kansas has a league win sitting there at 3-1. BYU's undefeated. They had a really good win in East Carolina. How about TCU? They're undefeated, sitting at 4-0. This is turned into a really, really good league, right? And Arizona's undefeated at 3-0.
Yeah, the Big 12, once they start playing each other, they'll kind of cannibalize each other to a certain extent. But every week it feels like, this is the new favorite in the Big 12, because it started off, it's Iowa State, and then Arizona State looked good, and then they didn't, and then Baylor, and then now Texas Tech. So, it feels like it's almost a new team every week with them.
Yeah, it's those are. I was noticing just how I think there's just so much parity in college football right now, which I think is a good thing. Let's take a look at some of the games coming up this week. Friday, 2 important games right off the get-go. You got Florida State at Virginia. There's a lot riding in that in the ACC. And then TCU at Arizona State. Arizona State got a big win, come from behind against Baylor on the road last second kick. TCU sitting there 3-0. They've got to go to Arizona State. Those are 2 games right off the get-go on Friday.
Yeah, because this Florida State-Virginia game has that Miami-Virginia Tech game of last year written all over it. Friday night, nobody's really watching, and then you look up and it's 16-12, and you're like, what happened here? TCU-Arizona State game is also very interesting because TCU, they had that huge win week 1 against Bill Belichick and UNC, and then, they've kind of just slowly been building up. They had the big win Saturday, and now they're set up against a pretty good defensive team in Arizona State. I think that could be a fun matchup Friday night.
Here's some of the other ones we got. Tennessee at Mississippi State, Georgia Tech at Wake Forest, another ranked Big Ten game, USC, who's 2-0 in the Big Ten right now.
Yeah.
They beat Purdue and Michigan State. At Illinois, Notre Dame at Arkansas. Sam Pittman might be coaching for his job there. Ohio State at Washington, both 3-0. LSU at Ole Miss, both 4-0. Auburn's now at Texas A&M. I mean, back-to-back, having to face back-to-back old Big 12 teams on the road back-to-back weeks. Indiana, Iowa is going to be very sneaky. Arizona is going to be at Iowa State. The nightcap is stacked. Oregon at Penn State, Alabama at Georgia, BYU at Colorado. These are all, wow, who would have thought Week 5 was going to be so loaded?
And this one's, kind of falling under the radar, but the 2:30 game on the CBS game this week, it's Ohio State at Washington. You might not think much of it. Washington has a 23-game home game winning streak.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't lost a home game since Kalen DeBoer, 2 years ago. So, I mean, that one's got a lot riding on it because obviously Ohio State, got the big win against Texas, but has kind of been playing high schools since then. So, finally nice to see them playing some good opponents after a bye week.
Yeah, it's Saturday's going to be fun.
It's going to be a good one.
It's going to be I'm glad I don't have anything to do on Saturday.
Yeah, it's one of those where you park it on the couch from about 8 a.m. from game day all the way till 2 in the morning after Hawaii gets done.
I've got an off scramble in the morning, but I'll get back in plenty of time to watch all these games. Well, coming up next, Mike, we're going to take a look at everything that went down week number 3 of the National Football League. That will be when we return.
The Summit of Lawrenceburg is the premier senior and assisted living community in the region. The Summit makes it home for you or your loved one with diverse suites that welcome and encourage community, plus gathering spaces, neighborhoods, daily activities, and a wonderful staff that supports you every day.
Hi, I'm Tara Blue. I'm the new director of the Summit, and we would like to invite you and your family to come and tour our facility. We would love to see you here.
There's no job too big or too small for Gonzalez Lawn and Landscapes. Owner Chris Gonzalez works hard to make your commercial or residential properties one of the neighbors will envy. You won't find a lower price anywhere else, and that's a guarantee. We offer mowing, landscape removal, small construction jobs, and more. Our team is licensed and insured to ensure the best work for Lawrence County and surrounding areas. Your satisfaction is our goal. We won't leave until you're happy. Call today to set up a free quote.
Make your property rock and roll with services from GNS Excavating, specializing in white sand, compost, mulch, topsoil, landscape gravel, and steel landscape edging. Turn to the pros who know how to make your project shine with years of experience. The best part is they're locally owned and operated. Choose from a vast selection of mulch and rock from their conveniently located facility at number 3 Valley Road in Lawrenceburg, just off Buffalo Road. Phone 931-279-3841 and get started today.
Hey, this is Phil Hooper. Get the look you want for your favorite school, church, or business with apparel from HD Ink Screen Printing in Leoma, Tennessee. Got a logo you need embroidered or screen printed? Let HD Ink give you the professional look that sets the bar in today's world. We do fundraisers and custom designed apparel and so much more. Call today, 931-201-2961, or come see us at our new shop located at 26 Ingram Road in Leoma. Remember, HD Ink for the look you want and the look you deserve.
A Moment in Real Estate with my dad, Jeff Hood.
I get asked a lot about what the market's going to do. How's the real estate market? I've been selling real estate for a long time. And nobody has a crystal ball. And you know what? When it's your time to buy or your time to sell, it really doesn't matter what the market's doing. It's your time, and you have to do something maybe. What makes a difference is the agents and the experience that go to work for you. We're Keller Williams Hood Company, located here in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. We can help.
Hood Company, powered by Keller Williams, the #1 name in real estate.
There's a reason owners Tyler and Cindy McDowell chose the name In Service for their towing business. They did because it's their goal to be in service for you on the day that you need them the most. In-Service Towing is now known far and wide for their response time because minutes matter when you're broken down. Or their 24/7 availability, you can call them anytime for service. Their professional team with years of experience and their fairness, plus their know-how in dealing with the unexpected. But the thing that In-Service is known best for is how they treat their customers, and that's like family. When you need them, call them 931-843-9098.
Jack Davis Insurance, located at 201 West Gain Street in Lawrenceburg, has you covered through life's obstacles. Jack Davis specializes in group insurance for businesses and institutions of all sizes. With coverage for life, accidents, cancer, critical illness, short-term disability, dental, and vision, Jack Davis can customize a plan to meet every need. Now available Medicare plans for seniors. Contact Paige Davis at 931-492-9284 today for Medicare Supplement, Medicare Advantage, and prescription drug plan insurance. Serving Lawrence and surrounding counties since 1987, call the team at Jack Davis Insurance today at 931-242-5225.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X Sports Today. AJ Good with Michael Marks. Now we're going to recap Week 3 of the NFL. And Mike, one of the trends that I saw this past week, was there a blocked field goal in every game yesterday? It certainly felt like it. Or at least every game I was watching, there was a blocked field goal.
I mean, it felt like it. I mean, the Sunday Night Football, you had a block extra point and a blocked field goal, so ton of crazy there. But just across the league, looking at some of the box scores. Now, obviously, I tried to watch as many games as I could yesterday, but I mean, it felt like everything we learned through 2 weeks just got completely thrown in the trash, and we're restarting here at Week 3.
The only thing that's been consistent, and I hate to say it, Titan fans, is the Colts are really good.
Oh, wow.
40 points again. Daniel Jones, 18 to 25, 228 and a touchdown. Taylor, another 100 yards. I mean, they are just – it was somewhat close at the beginning, but, man, the Titans just couldn't stop anybody.
Yeah, obviously great week again for Daniel Jones. I like how the Colts kind of work their offense around him in a way that it doesn't make him be great, but you know, high completion percentage, short passes, let your guys make plays. That's kind of what's working. And man, Jonathan Taylor was an absolute beast yesterday. 3 touchdowns, had 33 fantasy points got me a big fantasy win yesterday. So I mean, all around, just looked great for the Colts and the Titans. The offense is starting to look a little better. They're starting to kind of get into a groove, but the defense, man, I mean, it's just not good. I mean, you look, the Colts were very balanced yesterday. I mean, had just as many run plays as they had pass plays, and both were very effective. So, I mean, I hate to say chalk it up after 3 weeks, but Titans are going to need to get some stuff done if they want to turn this one around.
Yeah, here's our 3-0 teams for 3 weeks. The Chargers, a nice win at home against the Broncos. That was really good for them. The Buccaneers come from behind. The Jets, speaking of, blocked, scoop and score, a blocked field goal that they took down. And they ran a stat during the game because they were playing that here locally. They were getting ready for the Cowboys and the Bears. They were playing the end of that. The Jets were 144-1 all time when trailing by 17 points in the fourth quarter.
Yep. And
that, if they would have won, would have been only the second time in their history. But the Buccaneers still won, so make that 145-1 all time. The Eagles, really good come from behind win.
Yeah,
Speaking of block picks, had to do it twice in the fourth quarter to beat the Rams.
And then big Jordan Davis taking one back. I mean, that guy weighs like 345. And
that 33-26 score is deceiving. It was 27-26 when they blocked the field goal at the end of regulation, and he took it to the end. So they're sitting at 3-0. The Colts 3-0, and the 49ers and the Bills are your 3-0 teams. I think the least likely of the 3-0s. Most people would have saw the Colts, but if you watch them play,
they're good.
They're really good. The Chargers, not much of a surprise because we all knew that this is a make or break year for Justin Herbert. He's certainly shown to be that team right now, sitting at 3-0. The Buccaneers, not a surprise with what they have back and of who they've played right now. Eagles, obviously defending Super Bowl champs, not surprised. Bills, not surprised, especially who they are, who they play. But the 49ers, and I say it from personal experience because I am a 49er fan, but you think of the last couple weeks, no Brock Purdy, no George Kittle, no Brandon Ayuk, no Jawan Jennings, didn't have their all-pro fullback Juszczyk for most of the game, and then on top of that, you lose Nick Bosa, who's now out for the season. They did everything they could yesterday to lose that game, still won it. So this is 3 straight close down to the wire wins, and they're sitting at 3 right now. 2 wins within the division.
I mean, that's just incredible. If you go to any other team in the NFL and take their top 4 Pro Bowlers away from them, they're probably not winning that game, especially against another division rival that's undefeated. Yeah. And obviously, Arizona didn't play great yesterday, but I mean, they were given the opportunities. They just couldn't capitalize.
Mac Jones wasn't bad. 284 and a touchdown, 27 for 41. The 49ers defense has been so good because the Seahawks have lit up the Steelers, just lit up the Saints yesterday. They scored 44 points, and the 49ers pretty much held them in check. The Saints are who the Saints are, but this Cardinals team was looking really good through the first couple weeks, and they come into San Francisco and outside of the fourth quarter, and again, most of that was handed to them by San Francisco. 49ers really shut them down.
Yeah, and 49ers, they're second in the NFL in points given up, only 49 all season, and that's behind the Packers, who, I mean, they're really freaking good too. They're not undefeated, but also really stinking good. You probably wouldn't believe that if you watched yesterday, though.
Speaking of the Packers, shocker of the day, the Browns, their defense holds them in check and finds they scored all 13 points in the fourth quarter. Wow. Joe Flacco coming alive. You can't put him down yet.
And Quinshon Judkins had a really good game, almost 100 rushing yards.
And a score,
I mean, he was big for that one. I mean, I don't really even know what to say. I mean, it didn't feel like the Packers played terrible. They just did not play good enough. They could not run the ball. And props to the Browns defense for getting a win. I mean, there was somebody on the NFL Network today that when he was picking the Browns schedule, had them losing their first 2 games and then winning at home against Green Bay.
Genius.
Don't know how he picked that to happen, but it did.
It's the NFL. Weird things happen. Speaking of weird, battle of backup quarterbacks. I did not have Carson Wentz dominating in the 48th, but the running game for Minnesota is really good. Wentz only threw for 173, 2 touchdowns, but I mean, they were 34-3 at halftime against Cincinnati, and then outscored them 14-7 in the second half. They just, this is not what Cincinnati. I don't want to say that the playoffs are unrealistic because anything can happen, and Jake Browning or whoever's back there can maybe find what it takes to be successful. But man,
it doesn't look good right now.
It doesn't look good, no.
Because obviously this Minnesota team had not looked good really through the first 2 weeks. I mean, there were question marks about if J.J. McCarthy, if he was really the guy. Obviously was out with an injury today, so he had to ride with Carson Wentz. But I saw a lot of videos yesterday of the Jake Browning clip of him going over to the sidelines after beating the Vikings, saying you shouldn't have cut me.
Yeah.
And then you see the pick six today, and that was kind of just a full circle moment right there.
Yeah, we did. We're pretty good with that decision.
Yeah. The Bengals defense had a Bengals defense kind of day. I mean, it just seemed like anything Minnesota wanted to do.
They're just old.
Yeah.
They really are. I hate to say that. They've had guys that have been really good. They've been all-pros, have been Pro Bowlers. They're just old.
Yeah.
There's just no other way to put it. You get to a certain age, you're just not as effective week in and week out. Now, you can have your times where you've been really good, and they were really good for the first couple of weeks, but they're just old.
Well, you get to week 4 and week 5, and you start losing a step, and that is not. And the NFL is not a league you can lose a step in, especially against a team like the Vikings, who aren't blowing anybody away, but they have an incredibly smart offensive-minded head coach, and he took advantage of that Saturday or Sunday.
How about a couple disappointments, Mike? The Falcons looked awful. I mean, Carolina just dominated them. Penix, probably his worst game as a pro, threw 2 picks in that game, barely 50% of his passes. And the Texans, 0-3. They were by far the clear winners. Everyone thought was going to take that division. Now Jacksonville's sitting at 2-1. You got the Texans are going to be battling the Titans for the worst team in that division because it looks like the battle's between Jacksonville and Indy right now.
Yeah, Houston, I don't know what it's been about C.J. Stroud because obviously he was one of those guys kind of similar to Jordan Love, and he was kind of thrust into the spotlight, and he shined. And now that it's kind of fallen away, it's gone a little dim. They don't really have much of a running game because you're still trying to work Nick Chubb in there, but he's been a bit fragile at times.
Yeah.
Nico Collins has looked good, but no Tank Dell, no guys like that are able to help contribute. And you made Trevor Lawrence look like the better quarterback in the game yesterday, and that has not been something that has happened a lot since he's been drafted.
Yeah. Let's take a look at next week's schedule here, Mike. Thursday, Seattle at Arizona. Man, everyone in that division's playing.
Yeah.
Everybody right off the get-go. They're trying to get all their division games out of the way there quickly. Minnesota at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's 2-1 right now, but that game is in Dublin, Ireland. So good luck with that one. Just make sure you keep Aaron out of the bars. Put a shock collar on him so Aaron doesn't wander too much around. Washington at Atlanta, New Orleans at Buffalo. That's a Bills win. They're 15.5-point favorites.
Ooh, wow!
Already. Cleveland at Detroit, Carolina at New England, Los Angeles at the Giants, Philly at Tampa. That's a good one, and that's at the noon slot our time. So it would be
yeah. It's a good early slot game.
Yeah, Tennessee at Houston. Speaking of Tennessee at Houston,
hey, somebody's going to win a game there.
Yeah, the Colts at the Rams. Hey, that's
actually a really good game.
Really, really good. Jacksonville at San Francisco. That will be good. Baltimore, Kansas City. That should be good. Chicago at Las Vegas. Green Bay at Dallas. That will be very interesting. That's Sunday night. Then we got a doubleheader Monday. 2-0-3 teams in the first game. New York and Miami. The Jets and the Dolphins. And the nightcap, 2-1 Cincinnati and 1-2 Denver. So.
And honestly, those records feel like they should be flopped a little bit. Obviously Bengals without Joe Burrow anymore. Broncos have kind of struggled a little bit with Bo Nix. He has not had a great start to year two, but I mean, with how bad the Bengals defense looked yesterday, I mean, he's just smiling ear to ear about seeing that on his schedule.
All right, Mike, what's the cheapest game to get into?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Don't cheat.
Yeah, no, my initial thought is Jets-Dolphins, but it's never a Monday night game. Those are surprisingly kind of pricey tickets. Is it that?
It is that.
Wow. I mean,
do you want to guess how cheap it is to get into that game on Monday night?
Like $18 somewhere.
A little bit.
Okay, so 30.
27.
Wow.
For an NFL game?
You'd have to pay me that
for an NFL game. That's basically $18.
That's
for a month. That's how bad. I mean, most of the time New York teams travel no matter how bad they are, but. I mean, that place might be half empty on Monday night.
And it just feels like the Dolphins on Monday night always seem to take a step back. Yeah. So, I mean, the Jets might be primed for a pretty good game on Monday.
The Colts at the Rams is 40. That's a good matchup if you can get there. Seattle at Arizona is 43. But the most expensive is the Dublin game, actually. It's $799.
Oh my gosh!
Just to get into,
and you got to pay
that
much.
Might be euros. So I'm not for sure. Green Bay, Dallas, 64. So that's not terrible. Tennessee at Houston, 60. But I'm just sitting there stunned at $27.
Yeah, that's.
that's kind.
I mean, there's low prices, and then there's that. Yeah. I mean, whew.
Which makes me off. Let's just do college football right now. Let's see.
Well,
Houston at Oregon State, you can on Friday night you can get in for $9.
I was about to say I like seeing the single digits with the football games.
Army at East Carolina on Thursday, you can get in for $13. Let's see. Hey, Bowling Green in Ohio, the MAC opener, $6 to get in the Peden Stadium.
Let's go Maction.
I can't believe it. Costs $26 to get into Louisiana Monroe, Arkansas State. It's the Butch Jones effect.
Yeah.
Here's an $8 one. Tulane at Tulsa. Tulsa coming off beating Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I mean,
might get Gundy fired there.
Whew.
That's $8. Let's see, $7. Jacksonville State at Southern Miss. Not a bad match.
No, I would say that one's actually a pretty decent one.
San Jose State at Stanford is $8.
That's going to be a rough one to get. That would be a rough one to watch.
Bama Georgia's 404. Right now. Still where it was last week. Tennessee and Mississippi State is 82.
Well, that's not bad. Say Tennessee fans might want to go to that one. That's a lot cheaper than to be in Knoxville.
It's more expensive to get into UConn Buffalo.
Whoa. How much is that
23.
Whoa.
And that place
I don't want to watch that.
It sucks. There's not. I mean, if someone's going to pay for it, it could be worse.
Yeah.
I was thinking about going to Marshall and TSU this past week, and it was $18 to get in. So, who knows? Well, coming up next, Mike, we're going to actually talk some college basketball. We got some breaking news out of the SEC. We'll discuss that when we return.
Are you looking for the perfect refrigerator? What about a new stove or washer or dryer? It only makes sense to shop at the one place that specializes in appliances, top to bottom, big or small. And that's Kelly Appliance in Lawrenceburg. Kelly Appliance is home to all major name brands, including LG. LG makes life good with a full selection of refrigerators, cooking appliances, dishwashers, microwaves, and more, including appliances made right here in Tennessee. Family owned and family operated. Stop by Kelly Appliance on Jerry Street in Lawrenceburg today.
At Lawrenceburg Federal Bank, we're proud to be locally owned and operated because we're not just a bank, we're family. When you call, you'll be greeted by a friendly representative who's ready to discuss your banking needs, as well as offer our competitive rates on CDs and money market accounts. Our loan decisions are made in-house and never sold to a secondary market because our commitment is simple. You matter to us. At Lawrenceburg Federal, we offer all the conveniences of larger banks with a personal touch. Join us at Lawrenceburg Federal Bank, where community, trust, and service come together.
Lawrenceburg Flooring and More is your premier source for hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl tile, sheet vinyl, residential and commercial carpet, carpet tiles, ceramic and porcelain tile, waterproof floating floor, plus blinds and shutters. Lawrenceburg Flooring and More is also home to all name brands and can tackle projects big and small. Installation? You're covered with installers who've got years of experience and stand behind their work. Let Lawrenceburg Flooring and More make your design dreams a reality. 2760 Highway 43 North, or visit LawrenceburgFlooringandMore.com.
LUS is committed to our customers, from providing and maintaining energy-efficient utility services to friendly, helpful customer service. LUS is there. At LUS, we're always challenging everything we know, every day. We strive to improve efficiency and reliability while focusing on our responsibility to our customers and the community. It's our promise to provide dependable service to our customers every time. Because we don't just work in Lawrence County, we live here too.
Make your lawn a legacy. At Legacy Lawn and Landscapes, we put more than 16 years of experience into your goals. We won't meet your expectations, we'll exceed them. We offer consultation, installation, maintenance, hardscapes, construction, and land clearing services. Owner John and Jamie Brewer with their team are dedicated to providing the highest quality landscape services to commercial and residential clients in Middle Tennessee. Service, teamwork, results. That's how you leave a legacy.
Are you looking for a non-factory job environment? Livingstone Freight Solutions is a 3PL company that began managing warehouses in Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi. With our multiple shifts and experienced management team, our goal is to give you as an employee a safe family work environment and competitive wages. We offer a wide variety of employment opportunities from forklift drivers to management level positions. We also strive to offer a competitive benefit package and PTO options. For more information or to apply, visit us at livingstonefs.com or give us a call at 931-269-3255.
Why should you bank with Employee Resources Credit Union? We offer a wealth of services, including mobile banking, video banking, bill pay, and more. We also offer loan rates that are lower than those of our competitors. Employee Resources Credit Union has been a financial pillar since 1964, providing long-time support to members of the community. Join us and become part of the ERCU commitment, not for profit, for service.
Being raised in Tennessee, we believe in the importance of family and community. Creating a positive experience at our family-owned and operated business is one of the ways we share that belief.
Being in an accident can be extremely stressful. When it came time for my repairs, Mashburn's made it easy.
I am lucky to have a wonderful company in my community like Mashburn's Collision Center. It's reassuring to know that I'm in good hands because their work is second to none.
We pride ourselves that the Mashburn name is one of the most trusted in Lawrence County since 1981. Mashburn's Collision Center. Let our family take care of yours.
Shop McMaster's Home Gallery for furniture, appliances, and more. And shop quality, shop convenience, shop service, shop local. A family-owned business with a long history of serving the region. We're a one-stop home furnishings destination. We feature brands you know, competitively priced, backed by professional installation and service. You can trust that we'll take good care of you before and after the sale. For your home, shop smart. Shop McMaster's Home Gallery today.
Got primary care? Find your way to better health with primary care by One Stop Medical. With decades of combined experience, you'll find a one-on-one relationship just like the old days, but with the convenience and technology of today. When One Stop Medical does primary care, it's the best. Call today for an appointment and find your way to healthy living. Serving Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Hohenwald. Phone 931-244-8220. Primary care by One Stop Medical at its best.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome back here to X Sports Today. AJ Good with Michael Marks. And Mike, we got some breaking news out of college basketball. I did not see that coming in today, but Bruce Pearl resigning after 11 years at Auburn.
Yeah, he said in I think it was an interview with John Rothstein a couple weeks ago, said that his contract with Auburn ends in 5 years and that he'd be surprised if he was still coaching in 5 years. Yeah. I took that as maybe 1 or 2 years left. Yeah. Did not see it happening at this point. It's an awkward time because he had just gotten Auburn to their first ever number 1 overall seed, their second ever Final Four, which he got them to the first one. And, he's taken a step back. It says he's taking an ambassador's role in the athletic department.
Whatever that means.
Yeah, I was about to say. So he'll show up once a month and shake hands and kiss babies. But, it looks like he wants to take a step into the political side of things. We've seen with some. Yeah, he's taking the Tommy Tuberville. He may be taking a look into the political side of things. So, interesting news out of Auburn.
Yeah, well, I guess, I don't know if it's good news for Auburn fans or good news for Tennessee fans who love to boo Auburn, but his son, in the ultimate move of nepotism, is taking over. Stephen has a lot to say, especially if you're on Twitter or X or whatever social media accounts, but he is the new head coach at Auburn. And needless to say, Tennessee fans in one way love it so they can talk a lot of trash, but in another way, absolutely, Auburn fans are mixed.
Yeah.
I don't think they like it, but it's just one of those, I kind of knew that was going to happen sort of deal.
Yeah, really strange. Obviously, I just read it to you before the break that Stephen Pearl was in medical sales before he joined his dad at Auburn. Never averaged more than 1.5 points a game for Tennessee, and when he played there. So it could be a good move for them. Obviously, he's kind of been the spearhead of their defensive side of the ball, which has been so good at Auburn for a couple of years. So maybe it could lead to something else. But that's a young guy and a really big job.
I mean, especially when you've never been a head coach before. I mean,
or an assistant anywhere else other than Auburn.
Other than your dad.
Yeah.
I don't want to accuse. I mean, and again, even if this is the case, there's nothing wrong with it. It's not illegal, but it just feels almost like they got to a point and they just said, okay, Bruce is like, okay, I've done everything I can. Now it's Stephen's turn, and most Tennessee fans will tell you they don't feel a single bit sad for this guy because he hasn't stopped running his mouth ever since everything happened there, but you better knock it out of the park, or the leash for you is going to be really, really short because you haven't proven yourself, haven't done anything outside of your dad, and you literally just got handed what some people might argue a top 15, top 10 job in the country.
Oh, and you look at where Auburn was when Bruce Pearl got there. Bottom of the SEC, we're not good at basketball whatsoever, but he turned them around. And the problem with athletic departments nowadays is they don't view you based off what the standard was. They view you off your last year. So, obviously Auburn #1 seed last year, if they go 15-15 this year, I mean, they're going to put Stephen Pearl on the hot seat because, listen, while, this may have been the standard 10 years ago, we've changed that. So now this is our standard, and you're not living up to that. Right. And it's going to put an incredible deal of stress on him and that team because, obviously, with Pearl resigning, that opens up a 30-day transfer portal window for Auburn. The season starts in 43 or 44 days from now. So, I mean, it's coming up soon. There's going to be a lot of decisions made in Auburn coming up.
From someone I know really well that does not think really highly of Stephen. He sent the show Succession.
Yeah.
It's a picture of Stephen in Succession. And his literal words are, going to be a train wreck. He might have a good enough staff and roster for that to try to hide for a while, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough look because, I mean, they lost a bunch of those guys from last year. No more Janai Broome, no more, Chad Baker-Mazara went to USC, so they lost a bunch of their big pieces from last year. So in a year that was already going to be sort of a retool, it's going to be that even bigger now without your coach.
Kind of just taking shifting gears here a bit, Mike. We are going into the final week of the regular season of Major League Baseball.
It's exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I must have jumped forward a lot here. Hang on one second. So we're going into the final week. Let's just kind of quickly take a look at the standings. American League in the East, Toronto's up 2 games on the Yankees. Yankees still maybe have a chance here to kind of close the gap. Detroit, they were the dominant team in the league, and now that gap between them and Cleveland is just 1 game.
Yeah, what has happened there with Detroit?
Exactly. Seattle, Houston, you could pretty much say a week left. Unless it's a collapse, Seattle's going to take the West. But, Detroit was the team. They've lost 6 in a row.
Yeah.
And the Cleveland hasn't exactly been lighting up. At one point, they had, lost 12 or 13 during the summer?
Well, I saw something in their last 28 games. I don't remember. The last 18 games have given up 28 runs in total.
Wow.
The next is the Cubs at 65.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Cleveland has been out of this world, and what better time to get hot than right now? Same thing with Seattle. Yeah. And before last night, before the Blue Jays won that game last night, nobody in the American League had clinched the playoff spot, and we're a week away from the playoffs. I mean, it's crazy.
National League's pretty much different. The Phillies and the Brewers have already clinched their divisions. Dodgers a 3-game lead on the Padres. More than likely you're going to take that division. Cubs have already wrapped up a playoff spot. They're probably going to be the top wild card team. When you look at the wild card, Yankees up 4, Red Sox at 1. Then you got Cleveland and Houston tied there. Texas is still in the hunt, I guess you can say, with Kansas City right behind, but that's 5 and 6 games. You need absolute meltdowns from everyone in front of you for that to happen. You look at the National League, Cubs up 8. They'll have the top spot in the wild card. The Padres right behind them. Cincinnati's gotten hot. They've won 5 in a row, including sweeping the Cubs.
Yeah, that was a big and that was a big pitching matchup. All those were low scoring games.
A lot of 1-run games.
Yep.
I don't know if the Cubs had. We just swept Pittsburgh. Got into the postseason. We're kind of over it, sort of thing. They're certainly playing a lot of the 40 men. That's no excuse. Cincinnati's playing really good. The Mets. We keep sharing Frank the Tank memes with you guys. Are good.
They're getting better and better.
Entertaining.
Because they have 6 games left, and they probably need to win 4 of them to make it into the playoffs. Because obviously Arizona's been playing a little better. Yeah. San Francisco turned it around recently. The Devers trade obviously didn't work initially, but they've been playing really well as of late. So, I mean, that last spot, and the Marlins have won 9 of their last 10. So that last playoff spot is really up in the air.
Yeah. The Mets are at the Cubs. And they're going to face Cade Horton right off the get-go, who's on a Jake Arrieta tear right now for the Cubs. Tigers and the Guardians are matching up for a series this week, so that's pretty
That's going to be a good one.
Reds have the Pirates at home, and that's looking kind of in the Reds' favor there. Yankees have the White Sox, the Red Sox, and the Blue Jays.
That's a big one to end the season.
That's pretty big. I'm trying to find some other ones here. Rockies, Mariners. So, Mariners might be able to clinch there.
Brewers, Padres.
Yeah, Brewers, Padres, Dodgers, Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks still in the hunt there. Astros taking on the Athletics on the road. And the Giants have the Cardinals. So
there's a lot of big series.
Tigers, Guardians is big. Blue Jays, Blue Jays, Red Sox is big, Cubs, Mets. You can go on down the road. There's a lot of huge matchups coming into the final week of the regular season.
And that's what's always fun. You know, I looked at, you look at the records this year and you're like, man, we're not going to have a 100-win team this year in baseball, but that makes it so much more fun because I mean, it's just anybody could beat anybody. It doesn't matter if you're the 6th seed in the wild card or if you're the number 1 seed in your division, in your league. It doesn't matter. I mean, you can go out there, have a bad night, and you're done.
Yeah. All right, Mike. Well, that will wrap it up for X Sports today. No show tomorrow. I'm on the road. We got some college volleyball, TCCAA tomorrow night. But we'll be back with Taylor Plutt. We're going to do some keep 'em or dump 'em. I've already got a long list of that. Might take up literally 45 minutes of our show. Plus, we'll move Trivia Tuesday into Wednesday once again. So for Michael Marks, this is AJ Good. Have a great day. Mark my words.